Live in high definition, the CW15 News at 10.
Changes to the Common Core, the recommendations sent to New York State's education leaders and when they're expected to be adopted.
Walking free, the new details we've learned tonight about why the man accused of starting a house fire that killed 4 people is no longer facing federal charges.
And caffeine in children, the health risks researchers now say your children face if they have too much. Good evening, I'm Dory Marlin.
And I'm Greg Floyd. Those stories in just a moment. First, though, tonight, a very busy evening at the Albany County Legislature as it discusses a land bank deal for downtown Albany and the future of its nursing home. Brandon Lewis joins us live tonight from our Albany newsroom. Brandon, we'll start with the nursing home. That debate has really been going on for a while. Are we talking about finally having an answer here tonight? Is that the deal?
It seems that way, Greg. Tonight, finally at least having an answer. The plan is to create a local development corporation, or LDC, to run the home and eventually make it self-sustaining. Now, for about the last year, the legislature and County Executive Dan McCoy have discussed several plans, including this LDC and an outright lease. McCoy estimating it was losing $1 million a month. The legislature hopes this plan will help right the ship by keeping employees and maintaining quality for residents. Tonight, though, the minority equated this LDC deal to writing a blank check.
If it comes to either selling it or comes to closing it, then we support this wholeheartedly. We think it's the best out of those 3 options.
Over the years, I found that you take people from the community, people who have been in business, have expertise in business, and they could move the project forward much better than we can.
Ultimately, we're looking at a $10 million debt right now for the Albany County Nursing Home. I would say after paying this operator services and whatnot, we'll add probably an additional $1 million on top of that. I don't believe in this.
A spokesperson for McCoy says he's not planning to veto the motion. Now, tonight, the legislature also discussed a plan to establish a land bank in the county. Its primary goal is to acquire property that's tax delinquent, foreclosed, vacant, or abandoned. It's a plan that Schenectady is currently using to remove its blight. County legislators hoping to do the same for Albany County. Tonight, there was some discussion whether residents and the community will get enough of a voice on the bank board. The majority of legislators saying they will, and this is what's best for the county. The minority tonight upset at how the bank came forward this proposal and concerned that all the T's aren't crossed and I's dotted.
And they will bring some relief to what we have seen for many, many years and has affected not only the neighborhoods, but our education system, so on and so forth.
Ultimately, it's going to be kicked back to us. And I think with the community's concern of not having input, it really behooved this legislature to bring it back to committee. It would not have hurt.
Now, right now, there are 8 land banks across the state and only 10 are allowed. The Attorney General hopes to double that number to 20, but it's not a sure thing. So the majority says they wanted to push this forward, saying there is enough in this resolution to make sure that residents' voices are heard. Live from the Albany newsroom, Brandon Lewis for the CW15 News at 10.
Thank you, Brandon. The state education department buckling under pressure tonight and tweaking the controversial Common Core standards. A total of 19 recommendations sent to the Board of Regents today. They include delaying the full implementation of higher graduation requirements, also allowing teachers to not be evaluated on the Common Core standards, and finally scaling back on the number of standardized tests that students will take. The Board of Regents is expected to officially adopt those recommendations tomorrow.
And are these adjustments, do you think that they'll satisfy the parents, the teachers, and the students? And are these adjustments because of their outcry the last year?
And the goal of the adjustments is to ensure that we do everything possible to support the success of our students.
Governor Cuomo wanted the standards and teacher evaluations analyzed by the end of the legislative session. Tonight, the governor has some harsh words for the Board of Regents. A statement released by the governor today says in part, quote, today's recommendations are another in a series of missteps by the Board of Regents that suggests the time has come to seriously re-examine its capacity and performance. These recommendations are simply too little, too late for our parents and students. He goes on to say Common Core is the right goal and direction, as it is vital that we have a real set of standards for our students and a meaningful teacher evaluation system. However, Common Core's implementation in New York has been flawed and mismanaged from the start, end quote. Well, more problems with another statewide education initiative tonight, a plan for a student database statewide now on hold. The state ed department says that it's now addressing data security concerns. It's the Engage New York portal with students' grades, test scores, and attendance records all online in one place. This was set to launch this year, but instead it is now scheduled to start during the next school year.
More details tonight on why federal investigators dismissed charges against a local man accused of setting a house fire that killed 3 children and their father. Robert Butler, accused of setting a fire on Hewlett Street in Schenectady last May. A 4th child survived for being critically injured. After spending months in custody, he was let go on Friday. Butler was. The main reason Butler walked free, it seems there may be conflicting statements from 3 witnesses who were there with Butler the night of the fire.
If there are several witnesses who saw him set gasoline on fire, who saw him set this fire, that means that perhaps individuals are not telling the truth. There's something very wrong when you have all these sworn witnesses saying he committed the crime, and then you say, wait a minute, we're not sure, we're going to let him released.
A detective who interviewed Butler said he smelled gas on Butler, but a forensic exam came back negative. The U.S. Attorney's Office dismissed the charges without prejudice. That means that Butler could be charged in the case again. Well, new at 10, there's a new fire chief on the job in Schenectady tonight. Raymond Senecal has been with the fire department in Schenectady since 1989. He's been a senior deputy chief commander since 2003 and helped with the rescue effort on 9/11. Senecal follows in the footsteps of his father, a retired fire captain.
Very humbled by that. It's a true honor to follow in my father's footsteps. Like I said, he had 34 years of service. Schenectady Fire Department, retired as a captain. First day I came on the job, I realized what I needed to do. It has not been easy.
He replaces Michael Delarocco, who spent 3 years as chief and more than 40 with the department.
Well, 39 German Shepherds and a cat are all now up for adoption after investigators seized them from horrid conditions over the weekend. Tonight, they are all at the Columbia Green Humane Society. They were found in 2 homes that are less than a mile apart from one another in the town of Durham. They were dehydrated, covered in filth, and living in small crates, according to officials. 44-year-old Don Verdecci is now accused of animal cruelty.
Life behind bars, that's the sentence that came down today for the Hells Angels member convicted of killing 3 people and dismembering their bodies. A jury in Western Massachusetts convicted Adam Lee Hall on Friday. The murders happened in Pittsfield back in 2011. Prosecutors say he killed 3 men to keep them from implicating him in other crimes. 2 others still face charges in that triple murder.
A Massachusetts man appearing in federal court in Albany today. He's accused of convincing a young boy to send him sexually explicit videos. Investigators say Brian Belanger told the boy that he was in danger. Belanger said that about himself and that those videos would help to keep him alive. And they believe it all began over a PlayStation 3. The U.S. attorney says that Belanger told the child what to do in the videos and received several of them over a 3-month span. The boy's father went to police after allegedly finding emails between his son and Belanger on an iPad. Belanger could now face up to 30 years in prison and $250,000 in fine if he is convicted. And investigators are advising parents on how to protect their kids from such a scenario. They say make sure your kids only play video games with people they know. They also say your kids should not include their names when creating a gaming account. And finally, tell them they shouldn't share any information that they wouldn't want others to have.
CW15 News with Steve LaPointe, the Weather Authority.
And your Tuesday weather looking quiet but cold. A lot of sunshine, I think, will develop through the day. 8 degrees, though, at 8 o'clock. 17 at noon, about 21 during the afternoon. To put that in perspective, we hit 23 today, and it was somewhat breezy like it will be tomorrow. So about as cold, if not a little bit colder feeling tomorrow than it was today. Temperature right now, incidentally, 11 degrees, although we have some cloud patches around as the flow continues across Lake Ontario. So that's sending a little moisture our way, and the cloud patches playing a little bit of havoc with temperatures. Where it's clear, the numbers falling very rapidly, and where we do have some clouds and patches of flurries, temperatures aren't falling quite as quickly. A little bit of flurry action now in Fulton, Montgomery, and southern Herkimer counties. I've circled it there, and from time to time we get a few breakaway flurries into the capital region. They extend into the Mid-Hudson Valley and the Berkshires. Nothing heavy here, but a couple of flakes of snow in this zone over the next several hours. This should tend to wane with time overnight tonight. Glens Falls at 0 with Saratoga at 5, but Schenectady, where it's been cloudier, 18 degrees. And West Paulet and Rutland at 10, Lake George also 10, 6 at Volusia, Albany, Duanesburg 11, Hudson 8, Great Barrington at 13 degrees. Looks to me like temperatures generally will fall back to between 5 below and 5 above across much of the area, and maybe a little bit colder across the far north. Gloversville about 0, 2 or 3 for Schenectady, 5 or so for Hudson, Kingston. So again, a very cold night tonight. 7 o'clock in the morning, Mohawk Valley, Saratoga County, anywhere from 0 to 6 above, 3 for Galway, 6 for Saratoga, Clifton Park, Schenectady about 5. Same deal here for Schoharie, Schenectady, and Albany counties with low to maybe mid-single-digit temperatures at 7 o'clock in the morning. In the Berkshires, close to 0 for many locations. Steventown about 0, 4 at Nassau and Coxsackie about 5 degrees. So again, a very cold morning coming up, but we'll get some sunshine. Numbers will respond a little bit, generally upper teens to lower 20s with mid-20s in the mid-Hudson Valley. And there's your wind out of the west-northwest, 10 to 20. So at times our wind chills in the single digits for tomorrow. Big area of high pressure settles in for Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, so it's even colder tomorrow night. Most, if not all of us, will go at least several degrees below 0. But a lot of sun and lighter wind on Wednesday should make for a nice afternoon as temperatures come up into the mid-20s. Then Thursday night, the big East Coast storm. There will be one down in this position by Thursday morning. Track uncertainty remains, whether it's up over Cape Cod or farther offshore, and a lot of dry air lingering with that area of high pressure. All will play a role in what we get, if any, in terms of snowfall. Right now, my lean is for more of an offshore track and a lot of dry air holding across the area, and that could very well put most of us on the edge. But in terms of potentials for significant snowfall of, say, 4 inches or greater, the chances are higher for the Berkshires and the mid-Hudson Valley, and I'm thinking lower for the capital region and much, much lower for areas north and west of Albany. That's based on the latest data tonight. So again, it's east and south of Albany that I think would stand the higher chances for seeing perhaps some accumulating snow. But again, nothing here is etched in stone because storm track is very important with this coastal system. So storm watch on the board for Thursday. We're about 30. Another system, though, for Friday night, Saturday, a weaker clipper, not much moisture, but will probably bring some light snows in, and then reinforce the cold for the weekend. So winter does not release its grip anytime soon.
Well, again, it's February, so it's sort of what we expect this time of year.
Winter should have a tight,
for the long haul. Yeah.
Doesn't have to. It's warm in Sochi right now.
I like
it.
I'm just saying it is what it is.
It's warm somewhere. It's got to be cold someplace else.
There you go.
So we're cold.
Is that, you learned that in science?
That's science.
It's warm somewhere.
All
okay.
science.
All right.
Thank you, Steve.
Yep. Thanks, Steve.
Well, coming up, senators sound off the local and national issues that New York's U.S. senators are making pushes for tonight.
Also coming up, tonight's personal best, we introduce you to an honor roll student who's doing great things in the diamond as well. Stay with us. Small businesses will have an extra year now to provide employees with health insurance under the Affordable Care Act. The Obama administration announcing the extension today for businesses with 50 to 100 full-time workers. They now will have until 2016 to comply. Businesses with more than 100 employees must have workers insured by next year. Those with fewer than 50, they are exempt.
Well, JetBlue serves all of New York's major airports except for one, and that would be Albany International. Senator Chuck Schumer is trying to change that, though. The senator speaking at the airport in Colony this morning, urging JetBlue to bring service to the capital region. Senator Schumer says that it would boost competition and the availability of low-cost flights from Albany to popular JetBlue destinations.
One of JetBlue's great success areas is upstate New York, and there's only one major metropolitan area they're not serving, and that's the capital region. And I think they've learned from their success in the other 3 regions that upstate New York is a great market for them.
And New York's junior senator also making a push of her own today. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand now urging the Pentagon to turn over detailed information about sexual assault cases at major American bases. That request comes after an Associated Press investigation found a pattern of inconsistent judgments and penalties at bases in Japan.
It is time now to honor another student athlete doing their personal best. Tonight, it's a young woman who is pitch perfect on the softball field.
Maria Patterson is armed and dangerous to opposing hitters. A senior at Mahonison High School, she is a star softball pitcher who has some pretty straightforward goals as the spring season approaches.
Get more strikeouts and do better.
She's been doing just fine. A Suburban Council All-Star last year, she can play any infield position, but first and foremost, Maria is a pitcher. Her pitching coach says her progress over the years has been amazing to watch.
She threw well. It's always thrown well. It's got a very, very good arm. But now, literally, I will not catch her anymore because when she's on, her ball hops. And I'm afraid she's going to kill me.
Maria says her pitching prowess in part comes naturally when she steps on the field.
A little nervous at first, and then I just zone out and get in the groove.
There is a lot of hard work off the field, weightlifting all winter and pitching lessons at Hayner's Sports Barn under the watchful eye of Dan West. There is also schoolwork to fit in. An honor roll student, she wants to pursue computer engineering. She says playing for her school team and a travel team forces her to be disciplined.
As I started playing for the travel teams, my grades actually got better because I was more organized and everything.
Maria also likes to give back. She recently donated her hair to Locks of Love, and she has worked with younger school kids who need help when it comes to things like reading.
I like helping a lot, and giving back actually makes me feel better, and knowing that they're doing better.
Maria wants to keep playing, keep pitching in college. She just doesn't know where yet.
Right now, she could walk on to many colleges and start tomorrow.
And as always, if you know of a student athlete doing his or her personal best, let us know about it. Just go to CBS6Albany.com and click on the personal best link.
I like that she's versatile on the field. She can play different positions, and also just in life in general. She's got so much going on.
She does have a lot going on. I can't wait to see where she goes to college.
Yeah.
And,
keep up on that one.
Score some wins for some college
I'm
team.
sure we'll hear.
Yep, there you go.
Well, things are heating up at the Winter Games in Russia, not just on the medal stand either.
Also, caffeine in kids. Researchers say more children are consuming more of the drug. The health risks, they say, could come into play if they have too much. Host country Russia making up some ground for the total medal count at the Winter Olympics now. Russia now has 6 medals. The U.S. picked up a bronze today. That makes a total of 5. Canada, Norway, and the Netherlands are at the top of the board. They each have 7 medals. Canada and the Netherlands lead the way with 3 gold medals. The U.S. is in second when it comes to gold with 2. And things are warming up a bit at the Winter Games, not only on the medal stand. Temperatures close to 60 meant one Nordic ski jump had to be canceled. Another had to be delayed. Snowboarders and skiers say with all their winter gear on, they've been shoveling snow down their backs to try to keep cool. The heat's also melting the snow on their courses, making it more difficult for them to compete. Temperatures are expected to be in the 50s and the 60s all week.
Well, new research shows that more kids are consuming more caffeine. The CDC now says that almost 3/4 of children have caffeine every day, and they say most of it is actually coming from coffee and energy drinks. Researchers say it is a bit concerning because those drinks have much more caffeine than just standard soda or iced tea.
In kids, caffeine can have significant physical and emotional side effects. It can cause anxiety, panic attacks, their heart rate can increase.
For example, they say a 6-ounce cup of coffee has twice the amount of caffeine as a can of soda.
Nothing wrong with good old water.
Exactly.
All right, it's been in the tabloids, blogs, even a best-selling book.
Ahead here, how the story of Rob Ford, Toronto's colorful and somewhat controversial mayor, could be coming to a big screen. The story of Toronto Mayor Rob Ford could be coming to the silver screen.
Oh boy, a Canada-based production house has acquired the rights to Crazy Town, the Rob Ford story, aptly named. The book hits newsstands just last week and is already #1 on Amazon Canada. It chronicles Rob Ford's rise from colorful city councillor to controversial mayor. The project's producer says Ford's story is one of great political and cultural meaning.
And when it's called Crazy Town, I think the title sort of speaks for itself.
That's all I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, well, leave it at that. And Steve, we're still looking at snow headed our way, and you'll have more at 11, I know.
Well, snow potential at least, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we'll talk about at 11.
We'll see you then. We'll see you then, too. Good night.
Good night.